Welcome back, everyone, for this week's episode of our Smoky Mountain Wrestling Podcast. This is Smoky Mountain Wrestling, episode number 56 from February the 20th of 1993. Doc Harper, we are in a new venue, Jellicoe High School in Jellicoe, Tennessee. If I recall correctly, Tracy Smothers had a lot to say about Jellicoe, either while we were recording or offline when we weren't recording. But with that said, Doc, how you doing this week, man? You all right?
Hold on. I'm getting my Pop-Tarts ready.
Oh, somebody commented about you're eating a Pop-Tarts on one of the last episodes. That's great. That's
Hold
nice.
Hold on. I ate the blueberry because blueberries are healthy.
Yeah.
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit. Oh, okay.
What's up, dude?
Nothing. How you doing, man? You all right? You've been salty.
just-
I know you're having some issues with your renovations that are going on still.
Yeah, Smoky Mountain, a now defunct 25-year-old wrestling promotion is the only thing keeping me going these days.
That's nice. That's good to know. Harper, how you doing, man? You hanging in there?
Doing all right, bro.
Did you have a good night last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just sitting here flipping through the newest issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. They got fucking Luke Hawks in here.
No, they don't.
Yeah, the fuck they don't.
Which episode? I mean, which issue are you looking at?
The newest one.
That's nice. You went out and bought it just to support Luke?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And it's all bullshit, man. They just made all this up. He's not a good person.
What is he like? You know how back in the day they would have like well, he's obviously been around much longer than having a spotlight on a new talent, but it's just like an article on who he is and what he's doing down there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I saw when he posted he was going to be in there. All right, well, good for him. Good for him. All right, well, Doc, we're in a new venue. It's Jellicoe High School in Jellicoe, Tennessee. I don't think we've been here before, so I'll just throw it at you. You have always got the demographics for us.
Based on some previous intel on Jellicoe, is Jellicoe some sort of hillbilly code word for racism?
I don't know, but Tracy and Bobby I think we were offline and they were talking about some just insane stuff about Jellicoe. So maybe you're right there.
Okay, well, I do have some things here. And just remember, these are people that are going to come out and say they're better than another group of people based solely on the color of their skin, right?
You're making assumptions and you're generalizing again, but go ahead. You
Right,
always do that. You're making assumptions.
Well, let's just keep this in mind as we peruse and make our way through the demographics. So we're in Jellicoe, Tennessee. That is on really the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. We're not too far out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we are 58 miles north of Knoxville. So you could go into town and get you some groceries if you wanted to. We have a population of 2,355. So fairly small little town. Now let's get to the fun stuff. We are 96.24% white.
Thank God.
Say, well, how much?
96.24.
That's crazy. Where the black people at?
They ain't there.
They're cowering in fear is where they are.
Oh, come on. Stop talking about my people like that, man.
They're still, they still, like I said in weeks past, the Emancipation Proclamation has not made its way to Jellicoe. They're probably still out in a field somewhere.
They're probably waiting for that fucking Underground Railroad. So where the fuck y'all at?
Come on. Now.
Every one of them's name is Toby. Come on.
Can we get on with it?
Okay,
do
well,
you all have to offend people?
Now remember, we have a superior race here. So, in quotations, the median
He's
household,
trying to be funny for people out there listening, and it's a bad joke, but go ahead.
The joke is in Jellicoe, pal, because listen to this. The median household income in 20-something, in the last few years, is $20,303.
Jesus!
Median.
In 2017?
So that means there's 50% of the people below that and 50% of the people above that.
What do you do for a living?
Well, not much, because 32% of the population is below the poverty line.
You know, Jeff Bob, a longtime listener to the show, was describing that actual statistic to me about the unemployment level and whatnot, and that actually doesn't even take into account people that they can't account for that aren't even searching for a job.
Right.
That's
right.
just
Off the grid, and the off the grid hillbilly.
right. So that number of like unemployed people is actually
It's not
much
unemployed.
higher.
It's below the poverty line.
No. I know. I spoke out of turn there. What I'm saying is, when you do give unemployment figures in this area, it's not a statistical fact. It's actually a lot higher than what it is. And then your poverty line too is probably a lot worse than what you describe.
Well, and you're statistically speaking, if all three of us were Jellicoe residents, one of us would be below the poverty line. And let me tell you something, it's not going to be me.
Okay.
Fuck that.
So we remember, just keep in mind, make America great again.
Oh, come on. See, there you go. You're overgeneralizing things. You're blaming a segment of people in the Smoky Mountains for all of America's problems.
We're 8-9 months in. When are we going to be great?
Doc, politics free. Here we go.
These people are as beaten down as they
Politics
were.
free. They don't want to hear politics. They want to hear wrestling here.
I think you could put Jesus in as president, and these people are still going to be in a bad way.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
Yeah, thank God, bro.
All right. Go ahead, Hopper.
Did you watch
One last
American
thing.
Hollow?
I haven't watched it. I haven't had time, to be honest with you. That's great. I've heard Jeff Bob was telling me that he knew someone that was in that film, though, which was
God
damn.
yeah. And Jeff is a working American who has a good job, and
what does American have to do with anything?
I'm just saying he's not in these statistics that you read out to us each week. Okay. This building is packed. This was taped on February the 8th of 1993, airing on the 20th. And how many people would you guess are in the building, Doc? Let me just ask you first.
I don't know, but my first note on this after the demographics was, this gym looks crowded. So
it's jumping. It's jumping. Hopper, estimate how many people you think are in there, and then I'll tell you the figure.
I just said, what, 500?
1,000?
All right. So neither one of you nailed it. Doc is closer without going over. The reported attendance for this venue that I found online on this date is 600 people.
Well,
And they are crammed in like sardines, so I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
They are crammed in.
That's a fourth of the population.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I point that out, because how many people live there? Angelico.
2,300.
So they put 600 in there. They put 25% of the people that live in that area in attendance. So that's actually, I mean, that would be like 2 million people showing up for a wrestling card in Dallas-Fort Worth, which ain't gonna happen. But anyway, all right, let's move on. We'll get things going. So Dutch and Bob kick things off, and Dutch's signs. This is gonna be a rolling thing in this episode. I've got some audio in a second, but Dutch's sign says, "Real men don't join the military," and I'm just gonna leave that alone. Bob tells us, Bob Cottle tells us we're getting a ruling from Bullet Bob coming in later in this hour. Tracy Smothers will face the Night Stalker in the Beat the Champ TV title match. Dirty White Boy comes out and celebrates, telling Dutch there's no way Smothers will win tonight. Doc, I'll throw it to you first on the opening before I go to the audio that I have next.
No, I'm good. Again, that's about all I had, except for the military thing. You don't want me to talk about it, so I guess we better keep moving.
Yeah, leave that alone. Hopper, what about you? Anything from the opening?
They don't want gays in the military.
Yeah,
at first I saw the sign. I was like, why's he got that shit? What? And then like later on, you hear it. I was like, oh, I remember this.
Well,
I remember this shit.
I'm gonna play it right here. So here is the soundbite that coming up at the beginning of the next match between Dixie Dynamite, Reno Riggins, Lynn Fields versus the Heavenly Bodies, and that's all three of the Heavenly Bodies with Jim Cornette. So let's hear this audio.
Yeah, Dutch, we're talking about six-man tag team action right here. The Heavenly Bodies. Look at that corner, Dutch. You see beautiful Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, and, of course, Dr. Tom Pritchard.
I see him up there, Bob, but I'd like to say one thing right now. Since President Clinton has lifted the ban on the gays in the military. I don't want Jim Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies knocking themselves out to run down there and enlist. That's all I got to say about it. And I got a lot of choice words to say about these guys. All of a sudden, with the addition of Bobby Eaton now, and now he's calling the Heavenly Bodies Incorporated, that means that any two of those men can wrestle at any...
All right, I'll let it go on a little far, but god damn. Harper couldn't hold it in. Harper, what'd you think when you heard that?
That's hilarious.
Dutch is on it already, off the top. Doc, your thoughts?
Would you, either of you, suck a dick to stay out of having to go to war?
I'll suck a dick for a pack of cigarettes.
Jesus. Okay.
I like Harper. He's a cheap date.
Yeah. Let's just go to rallies.
Oh man, would you suck one to win the Powerball, $700 million, Doc?
Yeah. Whose dick is it?
That makes a difference, Harper.
I mean, I don't know. Is it cute?
A mouth is a mouth, right, Bri?
Okay. That is settled science on this show. So,
all right, let's keep it moving after that comment from Dutch. Oh my God, he's got it going early. Oh boy. Well, you know, Harper, you mentioned the potential friction last week between Eaton and Pritchard. As far as, you know, something seemed to be brewing. Well, guess what? We really start to see it here, and Dutch also comments on it during the match. That Bobby Eaton leg drop off the top rope to finish it off was nice, though. That's all I really had from this. But go ahead. Go ahead. What'd you say?
That fucking leg drop?
Yeah.
Fuck. I wouldn't want to be that guy, man.
No.
Fuck that.
Bobby Eaton is ruthless, man. That was a nice leg drop. Doc, what did you have from it?
Well, I do believe that this is Lynn Field's first time with us.
It is.
So welcome to the promotion. Also, it was a good match. I mean, obviously, with those three guys in the Heavenly Bodies, and then Dixie's pretty awesome as well. But I was just going to ask, you know, we teased some of the friction. Are they going to that really early, in y'all's opinion?
Yes.
Because, I mean, we've drawn out things for 2 months, and that's like they just got together and incorporated, and now they already have heat.
Mm-hmm.
Just seems
I don't
weird.
know. I mean, I guess there's a point to that, but yeah, I guess if you look at it from Dr. Tom's side, there's a reason to be jealous. I mean, because you know, it's assumed that he obviously knows the history that Bobby and Stan have, so he's gonna all of a sudden Eaton shows up, and here's Dr. Tom, who's been here for, you know, almost a year now, almost since the inception of it. He came in about 2 or 3 months in, and it's like, hey, hold on, buddy. I mean, yeah, we appreciate you helping us out, but you know what? Me and this guy, we've been doing this for a year now. Let's keep that in mind. So it may be soon, but you know, it's Smoky Mountain. I ain't gonna criticize it too much. Doc, any other thoughts on the match?
No, it was a good match.
Okay. So we move on to the next promo after the match again. The Heavenly Bodies win, and now we're going to go to Ricky and Robert cutting a promo.
And now we see referee Mark Curtis sliding in for the count. But right now, let's go to Bob Caudle, and he's going to be talking to the Rock and Roll Express.
All right, fans, with us right now, here's Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Hey, Robert, you guys have got a big match coming up. #1 contender match.
That's right, against the Stud Stable. I'm going to tell you something, Stud Stable, right here, late on this program. We're going to see who the #1 contenders is, because what happens is Jim Cornette's got something that belongs to us. I'm talking about Smoky Mountain Tag Team Championship belts. Isn't that right, Rick?
What about that, Rick?
Today, the Stud Stable. Tomorrow, the Heavenly Bodies. You see one thing, Jimmy Cornette, we found out a long time ago. Either you can scratch with the chickens or you can fly with the eagles. And baby, we got wings because those Smoky Mountain titles belong to us. And you're not going to stop us. No way, Cornette. We don't care if you got 15 Heavenly Bodies. Rock and Roll's here to stay. And one thing about it, Stud Stable, you're standing in our way between us and the Heavenly Bodies. And it's all going to come to a head later on in the show today, Bob. All right.
All right, fans. That's something you don't want to miss. You want to stay right here.
Harper, I guess I'll throw it to you first and get your thoughts.
I like this the chicken. What do you say?
Yeah, I like that reference too. I didn't write it down verbatim, but the
chickens and the fucking eagles. Yeah. The crowd seemed to really eat that up, but I mean, it was just. I don't know. It was
solid. I mean, it was a solid rock and roll promo. That's all. Quick 1 minute promo. Doc, what about you?
I thought Morton was really fired up here. And I'm wondering if there's starting to be a little bit of competition, just healthy competition, that Smothers is coming in and lighting this thing on fire with his promos, that Morton has said, hey, I need to ratchet this thing up a little bit and get some back for the rock and roll because we're here to stay. So I thought it was really, really good. Yeah,
they need to ratchet it up because what's about to go down with Tracy Smothers and Dirty White Boy is going to pop things off. So maybe so, but I thought it was a solid 1 minute promo. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, we go from that to now Bullet Bob, who's then followed by Kevin Sullivan, and let's just hit the play button and listen to this shit. Here we go.
Hey, fans, with me right now, here's Smoky Mountain Commissioner Bob Armstrong. And, Commissioner, you've been out of the country now for 3 weeks, and while you've been gone, some of the guys have sort of been taking things in their own hands, doing a lot of things that shouldn't be happening.
You know, Bob, since I left the country, a lot of things have happened. I've come back to total chaos. I've had to roll up my sleeves, throw on my Smoky Mountain hat, and dig into it. First problem, Jimmy Cornette and his heavenly bodies have incorporated themselves. They got a new man, Bobby Eaton. How can 3 men defend a tag title? We're looking at the rule books right now. We're going to find a way to get out of this mess. Number 2, Paul Orndorff pile drive the referee, Daryl Morris, right here on TV in front of everybody. How many times have I told him not to? How many times have I fined him? Well, I've told you for the last time. 2 days ago, I suspended Paul Orndorff indefinitely. He's out of here. Now, when he learns to obey the rules, he can come back. Now, the worst thing that happened while I was gone, a regular routine insurance form came into our offices, and our secretary signed it thinking it was just a medical request. It turned out to be a bill from Kevin Sullivan, psychiatrist, and brother, it wasn't cheap. Now we're stuck. It's got our stamp of approval. We got to pay for it, or his lawyers will take us to court. Now he's really taking advantage. He thinks he's got the upper hand. I want to show you a tape of just what this evil-eyed idiot is doing and taking advantage of this situation.
Okay, I'll pause it there. Let's react to Bullet Bob first, and then we'll go on to Sullivan. Doc, you go ahead.
Nice hat, Bob.
Yeah, I love it. I want one.
God, that's the most just ridiculous color fluorescent yellow ever.
It's the 90s, bro. That's when the whole color scheme thing and being bright and outlandish took off.
I get it. I was there. But by this time, I'm deep into my flannels and all that stuff, Seattle style. So the fluorescent was super silly. I am assuming, but we can discuss, that this is Paul Orndorff's shoot exit from the promotion.
He's gone. I believe he's gone right here. I think this is it. I think he's gone for good. And rightfully so. It would make sense. He fucking spiked pile drive Daryl Morris. Shit. He killed him.
Hey,
as Harper gets text messages from his bitches.
I know.
So we've got Garvin and Orndorff gone from the promotion.
Yep.
So what happens around here? You don't get attached to too many people.
That's territory wrestling for you right there. For people who don't realize it, for the young listeners out there, that's what you do. You rotate the talent. You bring in fresh faces.
Got to keep moving on. Got to keep moving on. Papa was a Rolling Stone, pal.
That's right. Harper, you got any thoughts on Bullet Bob and his suspension indefinitely, and along with a routine insurance bill that came in that ended up getting signed off on for Sullivan psychiatrist to be able to bill Smoky Mountain Wrestling for Sullivan's bills?
Well, that receptionist should be fired.
Yeah, she's negligent.
She should be fucking fired, man. Come on.
We got to have a checks and balances here. You just can't sign off on stuff like that. You know, health insurance is very expensive these days.
We keep hearing on the flagship show that wrestling business is no place for a woman, and here's just yet another example.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move
Go work
on.
the merch tape, bitch.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Keep your mouth shut unless you're servicing one of the boys.
Oh.
Wow.
Damn.
Jesus.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's. Okay. I don't even know how to segue to this. Here's Kevin Sullivan.
My man, how about something from me?
Would you like a libation?
I'd love a libation.
I think we have just what you would like. There you are.
Well, let me get...
Oh, no, Mr. Sullivan, your money is not good here.
Oh, I like that.
And you will like that also.
You know, I know you. I've seen you before. You're the caretaker.
Oh, no.
You're the guy that took the spike and stabbed the whole Armstrong family. You're the caretaker.
No, Mr. Sullivan, I have been here a very long time, and you are the caretaker. In fact, you have always been the caretaker.
I guess he's right.
He's got the spike.
I've always been the caretaker.
Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is Smoky Mountain Wrestling and Commissioner Armstrong is going to pay for my therapy. The bad news is they say I'm broken. But I went out and I hired the greatest therapist of all times, Dr. Michael Phillips, and let me introduce him to you people.
Yes, Mr. Sullivan, we're going to take care of you. We're going to put you back together. We're going to put you back together just like a chess game, and you'll be well. But it's going to take long sessions. And it's also, your cranium needs massage. At least 4 to 5 times a day. Nurse Cratchit?
Yes, doctor.
We need your he needs his medication.
Medication! I love it!
Here you go, Mr. Sullivan.
I feel better already. Do I have to drink it all?
Why, yes, you do, sir.
Anything the nurse says.
Oh, I see you have a gammon.
It's backgammon. I never lose at any game I play. Listen to me, Commissioner Armstrong, Brian Lee, Mongolian Stomper, Timmy Horner, Tracy Smothers. I've never lost at any game I've ever played. Here's to you in Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Introducing from Chattanooga.
So ridiculous. Doc. So ridiculous.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably had no idea what was going on in that first one with the caretaker. Is that correct?
Not really. Why?
It's a takeoff of a movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Shining.
Right.
All right.
Well, you've never seen The Shining, have you?
No, I've seen it. I just don't remember that. But okay.
All right.
It's been a long time since I've seen that shit.
Here's my other comment on this. Man, woman was hot.
Dude, what the oh God. I was like, I want to bang that nurse.
She was hot. She was hot.
I think it's easy to forget how hot she really was.
It ain't easy for me to forget.
Yeah, really.
She was bad. She was a bad broad. She was much better than Elizabeth was. I can tell you that much right now.
Oh God, yeah, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even Liz, like NWO Liz, when she kind of got a little bit thicker. I mean, woman still had her by a long shot for me.
And this is just pure absurdity, which means I love it.
It's insane. It's like And now this is just a first of many. Let me just throw that out there.
I love these.
Man, Harper, do you have any thoughts on this nonsense? I mean, say that in a good
awesome.
way. Yeah. The audio somewhat doesn't actually bring it all home. If you're watching along, you'll see more of the craziness. It's because Sullivan makes these faces, and it's just it's insane. So all right, yeah, you get her rack. It's insane.
I want a cranium massage too. Fuck.
I do too. Different cranium on different head.
What?
Will you stop? Oh, Jesus. Is this what you want? Oh,
no! Well, sure.
All right, let's move on. Next up is Primetime Brian Lee versus Larry Santo. Primetime Brian Lee defeats Santo very quickly. Bob Caudle is upset during the match that Sullivan is now. He mentions how he's upset that Smoky Mountain is having to pay Sullivan's psychiatric bills and his therapy, I should say. Doc, any thoughts on that match?
Well, this is Larry Santo's debut, is it not?
No, is it?
I think it is, isn't it?
I thought he was on before, but okay, go ahead.
Nothing much there. I mean, he's got good size for enhancement talent. I mean, he was standing up, next to Prime Brian Lee, who's either 6'6" or 6'8", depending on the day.
Depending on the day, and time frame.
The other thing I noticed is that at the end they showed the Primetime do the cancellation in slow motion. That move does not look good in slow motion.
Nah, it doesn't.
It barely looks good. Normally.
It doesn't look good in normal speed either. After that match, we go to a local promo, and it's Tim Horner and the Rock and Roll Express, and I am going to play it because I want to laugh at Horner. Here it is.
Of this guy, White Lightning Tim Horner in Williamsburg.
You know, Night Stalker, ever since you've been in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, you've been riding coattails on Kevin Sullivan. Well, the coattails have got to be aside now because in Williamsburg, you're going to have to step in the ring with me. Now, I know I can't match you pound for pound or strength for power, but there's no way you can match me for speed and quickness. So if you want to try to get me in a predicament where you can slam and bash and beat, go ahead, but at the same time, I'm going to be coming at you so hard and so fast from so many different directions, you're going to think you're surrounded. And after that's all over with, don't even think about helping your buddy Sullivan out, because if you do, I'm going to be watching Brian Lee's back.
Also in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Rock and Roll Express will be at the Whitley County Middle School to take on the Heavenly Bodies.
Well, you sure got that right. Jimmy Cornette has come out here and told the whole world about his Heavenly Bodies, how they beat the Rock and Roll Express. But he failed to mention that now there's 3 of them. But one thing about it, Jimmy Cornette, you always try to get after the Rock and Roll Express. Are you trying to impress me? If you're trying to impress me, won't you eat an apple and spit out a fruit salad? That might do it. But right here in Williamsburg, one thing about it's for sure, that the Rock and Roll Express are going to defeat your Heavenly Bodies, Jimmy Cornette, because you're back against the wall. Brother, you've done things to us throughout the years that I could never forgive you for. And I'm going to take it all on you right here in Williamsburg. So you bring them on down. I hope you do bring Bobby Eaton, Stan Lane, Tom Pritchard, all 3 of them. We don't care what it takes, Jimmy Cornette, because, bro, like I said, our back is against the wall. And in Williamsburg, we're coming to take it all, because we are the true Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions. And we'll see you and all the nice fans in Williamsburg.
All right. I love Ricky Morton. If you're trying to impress me, why don't you chew on an apple and spit out a fruit salad?
Harper, I told you he's having to pick up his game because Smothers is starting to push him a little bit.
I've heard that one before, though. I just don't remember from where, but I've heard that one before.
Well, that's the thing about Morton. He's got a longer history to pull these things out, but he can't coast right now. He's got to step up his game a little bit. That's good.
Yeah, Harper, you got any thoughts from the promo?
I like Tim Horner. Shit about no one ever, but he's. You think someone would pull him to the side and be like, "Dude, don't be monotone."
I don't care if you pull him to the side every 5 minutes. Some people just can't be helped. He needed to not speak on the mic. He needed someone to either do his talking for him or just be an in-ring technical wrestler, and he could have got over like that. He's a good talent. He just can't talk. And then he threw out that line, "I'm gonna be so quick and so fast, you're gonna think you're like surrounded." That's an old one. He used that one early on in Smoky Mountain.
He's got a lot of balls talking about people riding coattails.
All right, let's move on to the Night Stalker. I'm sorry, Sullivan then comes out, and he's got to cut a promo. It's him and Night Stalker. Here it is.
Fans with us right now, the Night Stalker, and of course the Master Kevin Sullivan. Kevin, what is this incident with you and Tommy Starr that I've been getting mail on? I've been hearing from Tommy Starr.
It was a regrettable incident. It happened when I was aggressive. It happened when I was broken. It happened before Smoky Mountain Wrestling was paying for my therapy and making me calm. It was during a period of my life that I thought I wanted to be a dentist, Bob Caudle. So I knocked all of Tommy Starr's teeth out. But now that they're paying for all my therapy, I'm calm, I'm serene. So people like Brian Lee, Timmy Horner, you have nothing to worry about from me. But Bob, come here. I'm worried about somebody. Don't let him know I'm talking about you. I'm worried about the Night Stalker because at night I hear him moaning and I hear him screaming. Timmy Horner, Brian Lee, I think he's starting to get real, don't let him know I'm talking about him, real serious problems.
What about that, Stalker?
I only have 3 small problems. Primetime Brian Lee, White Lightning Tim Horner, and now you, Tracy Smothers, want to step in the ring with me? I will break you in half, chew you up, and spit you out. Because remember, I am the Night Stalker, I am hungry, and I need to be fed. He needs to be fed.
Maybe they both need to be in therapy.
Doc, your thoughts?
It gets hard to comment on these, but I thought it was funny. I thought Sullivan was funny, and I thought it was entertaining. But it's hard to pick apart any lines. But good, I like this, so I like Sullivan. So
it is hard. It is hard to pick apart. I agree with you. It's so crazy. It's like you can't really grab anything. It's just they're insane, and that's that. Harper, what about you?
Feed that Night Stalker.
Say that again. You kind of like modulated.
Feed him. What you want to eat?
Don't answer that. Okay. Well, let's go to the match. So if you heard Night Stalker, he was saying he was getting ready to head to the ring, and it's Night Stalker versus Tracy Smothers. Now, before we can even get into the match, Smothers is brutally attacked by. Smothers. Yeah, Smothers is brutally attacked at the beginning of this thing, and I've actually got some audio of when, like, right after this goes down. So let me get that queued up. Here it is.
And hey, we'll be right back, fans. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Right now, I'm going to tell everybody here in Jellicoe and on TV, the white boy is fined $1,000 right now. Now, Tracy, I want to explain to you the rules said 5 straight weeks, son. I'm sorry we didn't anticipate this happening. I don't think you're in any shape to wrestle, but I promise you this. I'll go before the board of directors. I'll try to get that $5,000 for you anyway. I'll do my best.
Bullet, you've been like my second dad. I don't want you to go get nothing from me. I'm going to earn $5,000 on my own. I didn't come here to forfeit. I'm going right now.
Oh, well, wait a minute. He's going into the ring.
There, Hulk Hogan. Injured shoulder and all. I'm going into the ring. Now, he was just brutally attacked by White Boy, but he's going to go fight big old 6'8", 6'9" Night Stalker. That's a freaking baby face for you. That's an over face for you. Doc, your thoughts on anything we heard there? Or saw, too, as well, when he got attacked?
You could hang Horner every day 24/7, and he couldn't generate the kind of sympathy that Tracy Smothers just got in a 3-year period.
Right. I can't add anything to that.
That was great.
Yeah. It's what it should be.
We are starting right here, and we're getting ready to continue this here in a minute, setting up a high-profile, top-of-the-card main event for the title feud, and this is how it gets started well, and it's just going to keep getting better.
Yeah. So here's what happens to get us reset what's about to happen. So Tracy says no, obviously, and he's going to fight and go after the $5,000. Meanwhile, I'm hoping and praying Tracy can somehow win this with this injury so that, we can attend the biggest party in the history of Smoky Mountain. Because remember, if he wins, he's going to throw a big party and he's going to buy himself a new riding lawnmower. Wasn't that what he said, Doc?
Yeah.
Party and campers and.
Right. So if he wins, we can attend the party, but that's neither here nor there right now. So we want him to win. But at the end of the match, Dirty White Boy comes out and distracts Smothers, who is about to shred the Confederate flag. Not Smothers is about to shred it, but Dirty White Boy is about to shred it. Night Stalker gets a hold of Smothers and power bombs him for the win. Doc, you got anything from the actual match before I play the audio of All Hell Breaking Loose?
Now, I like to keep everybody to a good standard here, so I'm going to ask a question without... I thought Smothers was a little off here, and I know he was trying to sell the shoulder, so I'm going to chalk it up to that. But he threw some really bad drop kicks, and if he's selling it that he couldn't do it because of his shoulder, okay, but just put it out there.
Yeah, I think he was selling because of his injury.
Yeah.
He was just... That's why you saw him look a little off. I think that was all part of the performance.
I tell you, when a Dirty White Boy gave him that move on the floor, that shit looked brutal, man.
Yeah,
it did. It looked good.
Yeah.
Very, very stiff looking. I mean, like it hurt is what I'm saying.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here it is. This is All Hell Breaking Loose, and I'm just going to play it and just listen to the audio, but it starts with Dirty White Boy about to rip the flag. Here it goes.
Wait a minute.
The White Boy just ripping up the flag of Tracy Smothers.
He is shredding that flag right in front. This adds insult to injury right now. Now
he's going to get up into the ring.
Now he's going back to work on him.
Senseless. Uncalled for. No way.
Now White Boy's already been fined $1,000. Wait a minute.
He's got a pair of handcuffs. He took
handcuffs?
Handcuffs out of his pocket. Smothers only got one good arm. He's put the handcuffs around one hand and the good right hand. He's got him handcuffed to the rope.
Yeah, he's immobilized.
Smothers can't go anywhere.
He's immobilized. And now he's
what the heck is he going to do with him?
Wait a minute.
And the Night Stalker's holding the door. Nobody can get out of the dressing room.
Well,
there's no way Smothers can get any help.
I'm going to tell you what, fans. Tracy Smothers is at the Dirty White Boy's mercy right now.
The referee trying to pull the Stalker off, but as big and as strong and as powerful as he is, there's no way he's going to be able to move him. Yeah, and here's the White Boy up into the center of the ring with that can and that flag. What's he going to do with it, Dutch?
Wait a minute. And another shot from White. What's he going to do? He's got a can out. It looks a can of...
What the heck?
Is that lighter
fluid of some kind? Looks like it might be lighter fluid.
Is he...
What the heck is he going to do with that?
Well,
and the Stalker again,
what does lighter fluid usually mean?
It burns.
Yes.
What the heck does he keep after? That's merciless the way he's pounding at that shoulder.
A symbolic message being sent by the Dirty White Boy to Tracy's.
Yes. It's like a savage. That's exactly what he is, a savage in there going at that shoulder of Tracy Smothers.
See, nobody can get to the ring, fans, because the Night Stalker has...
He's burning it. He lit it right out in the center of the ring, burning the flag of Tracy Smothers.
He burnt the flag. It's on... Look at there. It's just flaming up there in the middle of the ring.
Guys, I can't believe it, Dutch.
Referee Mark Curtis coming back to the ring. It's still burning in the center of the ring.
Here comes Tim Horner.
A lot of help is getting here.
A lot of help. Here comes Tim Horner.
Coming. You got a fire extinguisher. Put that fire. Look at that.
Gibson.
Look at that. There is smoke all in this building, people. This is wild. I have never seen anything like this. And the
complete maniac, the Dirty White Boy went mad. He lost it all.
Well, I wonder how badly Tracy Smothers is injured. They're checking on him now. They're attending to him over there.
Okay. All right, fans, don't go away. We're going to be back.
Hey,
Harper, what'd you think about everything you heard and watched when you watched it?
I was thinking of how many things could go wrong doing this. Because, the fucking ring's kind of bouncy. And when they hit the fucking ring, if that garbage can flips over, the fucking ring's ruined. If it catches on fire.
Yeah. You might have an issue there.
That's what I was thinking, man. Because I was like, all you need is one piece of that flag to fucking drop in a ring, and that shit would start fucking burning, and then your fucking ring is ruined.
Your canvas, you can get that thing catch on fire. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doc, your thoughts on the chaos and they burnt the Confederate flag?
I don't know if it's just in a building, but from everything we've heard in the stories and the folklore, I would suggest that Dirty White Boy now has nuclear heat for desecrating that flag.
It's about to get worse, and I don't want to ruin it for people, but
we'll get there. We'll get there in a little bit.
Yeah, him and Ron Wright are even gonna turn the volume up a little bit more in a second, not a second, but as we proceed.
My other thought was, man, Dirty White Boy always has cuffs on him.
I love this. This was great.
I thought, well, hold on. I thought Night Stalker holding the door was awesome. Heels working together.
But you know what I love? That the fat kid holding the curtain, so you can see what he's doing.
So you can see that he was holding the door. Yeah, stopping people from coming out. I agree. That was good. Nice little touch. Sandy Scott is over there too, trying to stop him. Did you see that? Sandy Scott's like, man, get off the door, because they want the faces to be able to come out.
When he burned that flag, am I the only one that got an erection?
I'm not commenting on that, man. You might have got an erection, but those poor people in that building, those 600 people, were not happy with him.
No, they're also all poor and illiterate.
And you heard the stories from Tracy Smothers on the flagship show a few weeks back, or a few months back at this point. Tracy Smothers said the KKK was not happy with what went down from the Dirty White Boy, and they were ready to take matters into their own hands.
And then
clear heat.
Just to put a bow on this thing, if you were going to pick one person to finally come out from the locker room with a fire extinguisher and extinguish the fire with a fire extinguisher, of course it would be Tim Horner.
Oh yeah, that was his good deed of the week.
Right.
Jesus.
Get the fuck.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Like he was gonna save Old Glory and shit. Like, come on, dude, it's burned.
Right.
Pick up the can and carry it to the back.
We go to the next match. It's the Dirty White Boy versus Ted Allen. So fresh off of his torching of the Confederate flag, Dirty White Boy comes out to now beat down Ted Allen as he goes right to Allen and proceeds to beating on him even before introductions can take place. Dirty White Boy doesn't even take his belt off. About 2 minutes in, Dirty White Boy still has his Smoky Mountain Wrestling belt on and his chaps and vests. And Smothers comes out to exact revenge. But there's also a lot of baby faces holding Smothers back. This was strange because they never really say what the outcome of the match is. I mean, I'm led to believe Smothers interfered, even though he never went into the ring, and then they go to the next segment. I think the whole point of this here was to show Smothers trying to get back at Dirty White Boy, even though the baby faces were holding him back, which that really didn't make much sense to me. But I'll throw it to Hopper and get his thoughts on the match if he had any.
Yeah, he just fucking sold the fucking shoulder.
Yeah, you talking about Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was hurt from previously.
Mm-hmm. He was fucking damaged goods.
Yeah. But if I'm the baby faces, I'm not holding him back. Let him go in there and get some revenge.
Yeah.
To me. But whatever. Doc, your thoughts?
Well, now we have Ted Allen, and I think this is the first time we've seen him.
Yes.
First. That's true. We're starting to see some new jobber faces.
Where's Tommy Angel and Ben Jordan and
what's his name? Johnny Lee? Tommy was his
Well, he was around. You talking about Paul Lee?
Paul Lee.
He was on last week, so who knows? I don't know if he's gone.
Kazana.
Yeah.
Kazana's been gone for a while now. We haven't seen him in a while. Doc, any other thoughts on the match? So on what we saw there?
Man, I don't know why it stuck out to me that Dirty White Boy just put a beating on him and never took off his belt.
Never. He just left everything on. Kept the strap on, the chaps on, the vest. I mean, he just was like, screw this. I'm I'm just here to whoop some ass. Whatever.
I need to get to this ass whooping, and I have no time to waste.
Right. Okay, so then we go from that to the Rock and Roll Express versus the Stud Stable, and with Cornette on commentary. Now, at the start of the match, Cornette says, "This is fun. I hope both of these teams drop dead and die and turn blue." And then, just as things are starting, the Heavenly Bodies come out with folding chairs, popcorn, and some sodas, and maybe some beer. I don't know what was in the cups, but who knows? Maybe it was beer. You know, these are wrestlers. Something else that happens, Cotto mentions how Andre the Giant had just passed away on Smoky Mountain Television. Cornette no-sells the mention of Andre because, you know, he's a heel, and who cares as far as Corny is concerned. You know, he's just continues yapping about his tag team. Any thoughts so far before we go to the finish of the match, Doc?
Oh, I'm eating some Pop-Tart.
Harper, what about you?
Yeah, I was surprised to hear the Andre thing. I wasn't expecting that. And I love when he used the term, there's supper muscles.
Supper muscles? What are you talking about?
When he's like, yeah, you see those muscles hanging over his pants
on
his waist?
Yeah, okay.
That's his supper muscles.
Did you catch how Cornette just no-sold Andre dying?
Yeah.
He's just like, whatever.
Early on, he no-sold Gibson. Remember in like episode 2 or something, he no-sold Gibson's brother being in something like a car wreck or something.
A bad accident. He's like, yeah, oh well, too bad, too sad, and he just kept on moving. I agree. Okay, so
hold on. Did you hear Cotto promise that this match was going to be a Lulu?
Yeah. That was that's like an old man thing from back in the day or something. This is going to be a Lulu.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this match goes back and forth for a little while, but then we near the end, Morton shoots Golden into the ropes, and then they collide. Golden, from the collision, lands on the side of the apron with the Heavenly Bodies, or lands on the side where the Heavenly Bodies are, and then Golden decides he's going to knock the fucking popcorn out of the hands of the Heavenly Bodies, who are sitting ringside, which I like. Golden is getting back into the ring when Eaton throws his beer or soda in Golden's face, which makes him fall into the ring, where Ricky Morton rolls him up and the Rock and Roll get the win. Any thoughts, Doc, on that whole exchange right there with Jimmy Golden saying, fuck you and your popcorn, knocking it out of their hands, and then the finish of the match?
I was enjoying the match, but the studs keep getting screwed, man.
They are getting fucked. It's ridiculous, man. Oh, boy. Yeah, they're getting screwed over. Harper, anything from you on that one?
Yeah, they do get fucked over a lot, huh?
They do, man. They're getting screwed. They've gotten screwed. You know, for a heel team and not a face team, and I understand you got a three-way dynamic here with the Rock and Roll, Heavenly Bodies, and the Stud Stable. They're getting like the raw end of the deal in this whole tag team thing. And
yes,
it's a shame in a way, but I guess I do understand somebody's got to get screwed over, but whatever. They do get screwed a lot there. Anything else, Hopper? So, like I said, I liked this. I enjoyed this. We're going to go to a local promo, and then we'll finish up with a promo from the Stud Stable. So let's listen to the local promo first. And this is Cornette, and and Dirty White Boy. I absolutely love this, and that's why I'm playing it.
Council, Virginia, at the Council Elementary School on Friday, March the 5th with a bell time of 8 p.m. You will see all the top stars in Council, and we'll see you there. And wrestling is coming back to Williamsburg, Kentucky after a long absence on Friday, February 26th at the Whitley County Middle School, bell time 8 p.m. in Williamsburg. You will see the Night Stalker against White Lightning Tim Horner, Kevin Sullivan against Primetime Brian Lee, and the Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Champion, the Dirty White Boy, against the Wild-Eyed Southern Boy, Tracy Smothers.
You know, it makes me sick to my stomach when somebody tries to be something that they're not. Now, Tracy Smothers, you're coming out here saying, I'm a wild-eyed Southern boy. Well, I happen to know, my dear friend, that you from way, way up north. Maybe you even from Canada. In my book, that's Yankee territory, because you're looking at a man that comes from the deep, deep heart of the South. Can you skin a buck, Smothers? Can you run a trot line? I don't think you can, boy, but I can. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you down like a big old buck in the woods. I'm going to skin you out, put your head on my trophy case. Because you know why I'm going to do all this? Because you don't deserve to be in the ring with the dirty white boy. If you got the guts, show up.
Also in Williamsburg, you will see the Rock and Roll Express against the Heavenly Bodies, managed by Jim Cornette.
You know, Rock and Roll Express, you're coming up there to Williamsburg, to Whitley County. They're so far back in the sticks, when the milkman makes deliveries, he just sets a goat on a flatbed truck. Do you realize that? It's a place where a relationship between a boy and his dog is not always purely platonic. But let me tell you something, Williamsburg. Your women are fixed to see something that's going to change the face of your life as you know it. Stan Lane, Tom Pritchard, and beautiful Bobby Eaton, the Heavenly Bodies at Rock and Roll Express. You're not going to know which two of the Heavenly Bodies that you're going to face until that match comes about. Williamsburg, Whitley County Middle School, I can't think of a more redneck place to slap the Rock and Roll Express's teeth out.
Doc, what do you think?
Well,
yeah, well is right.
I would assume that if I lived in Whitley County, I might want to come down there and give Jim Cornette a piece of my mind, pay my money to give him a piece of my mind, since he's implicating our dogs and children into sexual acts. Jesus.
Leave the kids alone, right? Shit.
God almighty. It was like he did everything but say they put peanut butter on their balls and let Fido lick it off. Jesus Christ.
Lost in all that is a really good promo from Dirty White Boy, too.
It sure is. And I mean,
yeah.
you can sense some things happening there, too. So we're, you know, you see, as we talk about renewal, you see Garvin and Orndorff leaving. But you got other things happening and other builds happening and feuds heating up, so we're okay.
I agree. Hopper, what'd you have from it?
I did Smoky Mountain, Dirty White Boy promo.
That was excellent.
I think I remember the Freebirds did something similar to that with the what was their tag team called? The Wild Eyed Southern Boys.
Who are you talking about? When Smothers was tagging with
right, and they're like, they're from Wisconsin because they always smell like cheese.
Yeah,
they're not real Southern boys.
Who said that? The Freebirds when they were in WCW?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that. Okay.
Yeah, and something tells me Dirty White Boy is the real thing, huh?
Oh, he's a real McCoy, man. That was an excellent promo.
He could probably skin a fucking buck.
That's what I'm saying. He skinned one with no problem. That was excellent. That was really good stuff from him. Okay, so we're going to close things out in the episode real quick, and this is from the Stud Stable, and they're coming out, and they're going to react to everything that just happened.
Well, hold on.
Well, okay, go ahead. What did I miss?
Oh, I'm not going to read them. But I just want you to know that the Days Inn in Jellicoe, Tennessee is still around.
Oh, do we have some...
I don't have any specific reviews, although I did, after reading them, there seems to be new management that seems to be a little rude in 2017.
Okay.
But they're busting out with a 3.0 on 69 reviews.
69 reviews, how fitting. 69 reviews. I'm sure plenty of rats did the 69 there. Oh, okay.
When did Rassler start eating pussy?
I'm just that was a joke, asshole. All right. From there, we go to a promo that caps things off for the episode with the Stud Stable. Here it is.
Now the Stud Stable, Robert Fuller. I don't think I've ever seen a wilder finish in a wrestling match.
I'll tell you what, I'm tired of Cornette's big grin and his good-for-nothing cartooning. Let me tell you something, Cornette. This is not a funny business. This is not a funny world, and you're going to find it out. As smart as you are, figure it all out, son. You made one mistake. You put your name on a dotted line for your stinking good-for-nothing bunch in Johnson City, Tennessee, this afternoon to take on the baddest of the bad, baby. And I'm going to guarantee you something. It ain't going to be just your bunch that pays. Rock and Roll Express can pay. And then, Daddy, last but not least, Jim Cornette is going to pay his dues too. They can get out from this one. No way light. We'll end with anything we got, boys.
Let me say one thing. I'm bringing Shoe Baby with me today at Cornette. I have God's my witness. I'm going to whoop you like some Tennessee country cured ham. You get close to me, and I'm blasting you with Shoe Baby today. I'm sick and tired of it.
I'm going to find out. I've been soaked down a few times in my life, buddy, but the next time you decide to drown me, use a little Budweiser. How about it? I'll tell you what, you better tell Cornette. You better be ready. I know you don't say no prayers to the good Lord or nobody else, but you darn well better have today, because Johnson City's going to be the end of this mess.
All right, fans, don't forget next week we'll be right back. Our TV title match here.
Jimmy Golden's line about next time you try to drown me, you better use Budweiser was awesome.
He's
I love
making
that.
requests.
You want to drown me, asshole? Next time, bring some Budweiser. That goes along with what we say when they hit the rings. Oh, shit, it's our time to go out there. Let me put down this bear and head to the ring. Doc, what were your thoughts on the promo?
When Fuller says that they're going to get to Johnson City and put an end to this mess, I got to believe him, man. He sounds like he's serious about this shit.
He's freaking convincing.
This ain't a funny business, pal.
Nah, we ain't here for fun and games. And it kind of goes back to like, we were talking about it a second ago about them getting screwed all the time. They are hot right now. They are just pissed. This shit's got an end.
The only thing I don't like about any of this is that I just don't like Dutch with them. He doesn't fit with them for some reason, and I don't think they need him.
They don't need him. Let's not give it away. There's a reason he's with them right now. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I know. I just,
okay. Yeah, well, let's not give. But there's a reason he is with them. But
okay.
Harper, your thoughts on the promo?
Very convincing, huh?
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
You might know this is a work, but you watch that and you're like, shit, he means business.
He's pissed. Mm-hmm.
He is not a happy camper. That big old Tennessee stud is ready to fight. He's tired of this shit.
Yeah, fuck all this shit. He's ready to kick your ass.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Doc, anything else before we go to our disability checks of the week?
Let's hit it, dude.
First off, make sure you give us a 5-star review on iTunes. We would appreciate it. And I want to say thanks to Joe Stassi and Old School Pro Wrestling Lives on Facebook. Thank you very much for all of your support and posting the shows there for us as well. All right, let's disability check time. Doc, you go first. I've been going first lately. You go first this week.
Man, I thought this was a solid-ass hour of wrestling entertainment. I was thoroughly just entertained by many things that went on. Give me a 7.9.
Okay, I was going to do an 8, so
yeah,
we're right there. Harper, what about you?
An 8. This is fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm still in. There was excellent promos, the Confederate flag incident. I mean, the only thing missing from this is probably Ron Wright. Would y'all agree?
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's probably the only thing missing from here. Just a solid 45 minutes of wrestling the way it used to be and wrestling the way we like it. Before we go to the government cheese, I want to thank the patrons out there. If you're not a patron, please sign up. It's tinyurl.com/BTT patron. I am throwing up, and Doc is throwing up, and Harper's throwing up all kind of new patron episodes lately, so please check it out. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT patron. Even if it's just, even if you're not interested in the patron episodes, it's a great way to support the show on an ongoing basis, and we'd hope you consider becoming one. Shout out to the Hall of Famers, Justin Rasmussen, Slider91US, at ShepDaddy32, at USC 49ers Dodger, at Gerald Green III, at T-Hog94, at SV Pageant, Matt Martin Howell 71, at Tim Moretti, Codeman 822, Godbold Unreal, and at Unconvinced Ray on Twitter. Thank you for your patron Hall of Fame memberships. All right, government cheese time. Harper, you go first. You never go first with these. You go first.
That's right. Dirty white boy, man, for fucking burning the flag.
Kind of hard not to go with that one.
I was thinking of how many things that could go wrong doing this shit.
Yeah,
that's not
there's a lot.
A controlled environment because you're playing with fucking fire.
What are you talking about? Tim Horner had the goddamn whatchamacallit. It was controlled.
Yeah, right, dude. That fucking garbage can flips over. It gets knocked over or something.
Right.
Fuck.
Doc, who are you giving yours to?
You burn a symbol of hate. you get the cheese.
See, it's hard not to give. I have to give it to the same thing because it's hard not to, because I know what's coming with this and how they escalated and turned it up a notch some more. So I gotta do the same thing. I gotta give it to Dirty White Boy burning the flag. I just have to. But yeah, man, this was a real good episode.
Because awesome. Here's the other thing is that Smothers is a strong candidate too, but I mean, White Boy was dominant.
I'll tell you who I considered also the Stud Stable, because
they're in there too.
Yeah.
And it was mainly because of that promo at the end, not necessarily the match. Even though Jimmy Golden knocking the popcorn out was kind of funny to me, and then him getting showered with a drink, and then him coming back and saying, "Next time you try to drown me, you better use Budweiser." I just thought that was a nice tie-in to it all. But I considered it in Fuller being pissed off, but at the same time, it was hard to give it to somebody other than Dirty White Boy. Very hard. Doc, you got anything else?
That's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Harper, what about you?
Nope.
All right, y'all, make sure you use our Amazon referral link. It's tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. Whatever you're buying from Amazon, please use that link. Give it to your wives and girlfriends. Tell them to bookmark it. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it is a great way to support the show. So please use it.
They can go on fucking Vimeo.
Yeah. Actually, let me help you out, Harper.
Yeah, so like all you shitheads that like always message me, how can I watch this if I don't live in New Orleans? Here's your chance. It's fucking $5 a month to subscribe. Fucking $5. That's like 5 cans of Spam for y'all. So go to Vimeo.com, Wildcat. You can watch all our shit. It's $5 a fucking month.
That's how you ask for somebody's money. You insult them, right, Harper? Good job.
Well, I mean, it's true. All these people message me like, how can I watch this? Here's your chance. Vimeo.com, Wildcat, $5 a month. It's that goddamn simple.
Did that help you out, Harper? You didn't have to really recite anything?
Okay. Hit him with the discount code, though.
Yeah,
Harper
discount
15.
Code. Harper 15. You get 15% off. There you go. All right, y'all. Check out.
Well, maybe we should start, instead of calling our fans the BTT Army, we should call them the shitheads.
No, they are the shits.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I like about?
They could wear those. They could wear those like shit emoji. They could put them on their head. Be the shitheads.
You know what I like? You know what I like about the listeners, the one that we hear from at least. No,
not a thing.
Harper insults them, and they still send him friend requests on Facebook, and then they tag him on everything on Facebook, and they tag him on Twitter, and it's hilarious. It's like he curses people out, and then they still friend us and whatnot on Facebook, and then follow us on Twitter, and it's just it's a weird dynamic.
People like abuse, and people like heels.
I totally agree with you there. That is very true. Very, very true. All right, I got to say one thing. Check out my friends from the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing, Kingpin, Brian Malonis, and Mike Crockett, doing their shows on Mondays and on Thursdays. Just search WPAN wherever you get your podcast from. They're doing all kind of classic stuff now. So they're covering some of the current stuff too, but they're doing some classic stuff now. So make sure you check them out. That's all I got. Doc, I guess it's time to get out of here.
Bye.
Unless you got anything else.
Bye.
Okay. Until next week, Harper, hit the tagline and take us home.
Bucket, bitch.